Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. Um, yeah, we are doing some shed stuff. Um, Doing a little bit of shed updates. There I am. And it's a beautiful day, so I figured why not? Let's just do it. And I've gotten quite a bit done. I think last time I was just about to put the flooring in, just finished up painting. A couple things kind of as I go along I need to do that I didn't really originally have plans. Let me shift this. It's easier to hold that way. I need to put some kind of awning on this thing. Um, the rain, like that lip is not nearly out enough to keep the rain out of the windows. So if it's raining, I kind of have to have the windows closed. So that's kind of annoying. I'm gonna eventually put like a little deck around it and everything. But yeah. Anyway, we've got a lot done. Okay. We're pretty much livable in here now. We still have a bunch to do, but I'll give you all the grand tour. Um, I got my coffee table. I got a couch in here. I found this awesome couch. Well, actually, it's pretty awesome. It was really cheap, but it ended up being pretty awesome for its price point. My beloved coffee table got beat up to hell. I had it covered in our barn and just moisture and stuff. Now, 'tis what it is, but through doing all the trim and stuff, I stained and sanded and did all that stuff myself. So I've kind of gotten a little bit better at woodworking and stuff. So I'm going to refinish that when I get a chance. This little thing, I'm going to tell you what. I got to do a little kind of recap of that little cooler because I did an unboxing of it. And I want to see if it was kind of like, if I would use it and how I'd use it. That thing's freaking awesome. It is infinitely quiet. Like if it turns on while we're here, you won't even be able to hear it probably. And it just works really well. It's not super big inside, but whenever you think about a cooler, you think about ice and how you have to put ice packs or ice in it. You don't have to do that here, so it's a little bit bigger footprint than you'd think. The only thing that sucks is it doesn't really hold anything beyond a 12-ounce bottle. So if you have a bomber and stuff like that, you have to lay it kind of an angle on its side. But nitpicking. But this is my little kind of home theater thing. Um, I have a projector. I still have it. I'm going to sell it. Um, just because TVs have gotten pretty cheap. This is an 85-inch TV. It's probably the smallest TV. I was like, once the 85-inch TV becomes reasonably priced, I think I'll jump into back to the TV. So I did that, and I'm going to sell my projector. But this is my kind of little home theater setup I have going on now. As you can see up there, we have some channeling for some cabling. I ran all the cabling for the this thing, the walls, inside the walls, but the one little speaker wire that came out of there, it got disconnected somehow. It's just not working, so I had to run a speaker wire. You can see that coming down from there. Obviously going to pretty all this up. This stuff is going to be, I'm going to paint the track and whatever, and you can see an HDMI cord dropping down here. I ended up really liking the user interface on this TV. Samsung TVs use a thing called, I forget the name of the actual. It's not Android. It's not iOS. It's its own thing, and I actually really do enjoy it. And I didn't know this, but I do a lot of streaming of nefarious means, and I can AirPlay from my iPad right to this TV. Every TV I've owned, it wouldn't let me AirPlay direct unless it's an Apple product. So I needed to run a newer HDMI channel that had eARC. For those that don't know what eARC is, if you kind of float around over here, that's my home theater, AVR, PlayStation, stuff like that. Basically, usually everything plugs into here, and then all the audio goes were to all the speakers and stuff like that, and then the video goes to your source. Well, if you're streaming directly to TV or you're using the apps on the TV, the audio needs to come back to the receiver. ARC means audio return channel. So most people have that in their TVs. They don't really use it, but so that's why I had to run that. So that was a little poopy. Still have to do some cable management. You see the stuff down there. the reason why those speaker ports for the wires are so high, I'm actually going to end up mounting these speakers on the wall so they're up out of the way. One of my things about building this spot and doing it the way I wanted as much stuff up off of the floor as I possibly can. When I'm cleaning and stuff, it just annoys me to have to move stuff. So I'm going to elevate pretty much everything I can. Got my little fancy little shelves that I put up there. This thing had a natural lip on it. So I was like, okay, I'll put shelves up there. That kind of makes sense to put like little tchotchkes and, well, Windex and stuff. You can see. I don't know if I'm going to put all my video game stuff and figurines and stuff up there, but that's where they're sitting up now. We have our surrounds there. I'm also trying to do as much automation as possible, so we went a little extra sexy. Got myself a little bit of remote control blinds, so I can black the crap out of this room if I ever want to record and want to have like just the light I want to have. This window, that window over there has these blinds on it that are remote control. I can control them over here, and we'll get to that in a second. These are just pull down ones that are, I actually end up getting these for like super cheap, but they're pretty cool because you can make them kind of really blacked out or partially lit. And I found them on Amazon. They fit these windows perfectly. I'm gonna move this stuff eventually and just have open panes, but they fit perfectly. I know for a pair of them was like $24. They're on sale, but they shouldn't have been on sale at that price. So I kind of got hooked up. This is my favorite chair I've ever owned in my life. I don't know what it is about it. I got my sweet Valentine stuff and stuff, hanging stuff up, but I freaking love this chair. It's old AF, and it's super low and it's super comfy. I don't know where it's going to end up, but I put it there right now with this little table just to put something there. So I typically have like an old. Actually, I have one. It's in the barn. I have this really old, like what do they call them? Like audio video racks, but it's old from the old Technique system from the 80s that my dad owned. And I've been using that to hold all my stuff. And I've been looking for like a server rack, a small one, for quite some time, but they're kind of expensive. And lo and behold, a couple weeks ago, I ended up finding this mid-Atlantic one for $60. And you can see cable management is craptastic back there because we haven't cleared anything out. But I'm going to get another shelf here, put all my, internet bits and bobbles and what's not in there. And the reason why I want to get this, for one reason, it's elevated, it's up out of the way. But two, you can see that little key hanging there. It actually opens and it swivels open. So I can actually take this and I can swivel it outward. So that way if I need to get back and touch any cables or do anything, I don't have to worry about, actually dragging it out or anything like that. More little tchotchkes and stuff like that floating around up there, a little Uncharted stuff. I'm going to do the whole faux beam on these. I believe I talked about that before. That's going to be something that I do in the future. I still have some staining to do. You can see right here on this door trim, it ends here. I don't have a piece here yet. Because I stained this piece, but I stained the wrong side on that side. And then this piece I ended up cutting wrong. So I have to restain and recut pieces. I have to finish that. You can see the windowsills don't really have any kind of framing on them. Those are little bits and pieces. All the stuff that is like in the way, like all the baseboard trim, all that kind of stuff, that's all been done. So like this stuff I can do whenever. It's not being obstructed by, a table or anything like that. So I will get to that in a second. Sweet beer fridge. This thing has been my trusty. I don't think I remember to turn this back on last night. I didn't. I'll have to turn it on before I leave. It's still kind of cool in there. Let's see. Let's take a look. 64. It's usually in the low 50s. But I turned it off when I do any kind of videos, and I jumped on a live stream last night. Sometimes I forget to turn it back on. Trusty beer fridge. Sweet glassware. One of the bummers is I don't have any water out here. I know that's kind of a first world problem. Actually, that's kind of a third world problem technically. But and I just realized we have a well, like right there on the other side of that wall in the barn. we have a well, and I ran a trench for electricity. I could have easily thrown in some kind of pipe just for running water. I didn't. Now I'm kind of kicking my ass because it would be really nice to have water out here because, you know, if I do, let's say I want to sit down and do a review session, well, that's 3-4 glasses I got to wash. I got to take them inside, wash them, bring them back out again. First world problems. Beer tube palooza. That'll probably go up in the wall somewhere, but I had it out here now. My music setup, my sweet vacuum net. I have to find like a little thing in the back or like a little outside little shed or something for that music setup. This is one of the most exciting parts of this move for me. And there's my little this is my DJ stuff. I don't have any of my records out here yet, except for a couple, just because I want to test audio and stuff like that. But this is one of the things I'm most excited about with this move, is I get to be loud. I get to be loud, and when you're producing music, making music, DJ music can't really do it. You need to use headphones to beat match. At least real DJs do. You can't really do that without having loud music on the outside. So I get to be loud. I get to make noise. I don't have any speakers for this yet. I have speakers inside, but they're really big, and I'm like, with the amount of space I have in here, I want to get something a bit more compact. So I'm going to put something up there. This is an old monitor I had sitting around. I put it on this old wall mount here. You can see I got to loosen it up, but this thing can actually be swiveled, and oh, let's not break it. How about we not break everything? There we go. I can swivel this and get this to where it's over. Basically, I'm not going to do it right now, but I can swivel it to where it's actually sitting in a corner here. So if I'm doing music stuff on my turntables, I have the monitor there recording. I can see what's going on. Conversely, if I have it in the position it was just in, that'll probably be a bitch to get it back to. There we go. I have a monitor for when I'm doing music. With this little, I have this little kind of analog modular. It's basically all Korg vocal stuff. My little mixer here, so I have the screen up there. You can see what I'm doing and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty cool. My computer setup, which I thought came out probably as nice as I imagined it coming out. You know, for the want to have space, I decided to elevate my computers up out of the way. So they're just not, you know, if they were sitting on the desk itself, everything would be pushed forward. So I elevated them up there. Ended up working out pretty well. I put these brackets and studs. They're not going anywhere. I got a 3900X AMD with a 2080 Super that I'm going to have to upgrade soon because I thrive for 4K stuff, and a old 2010 or 2012 Mac Pro that is maxed out. That thing is actually, for being as old as it is pretty awesome. It's got 96 gigabytes of RAM, I think, and like since it's a Mac Pro from back in the day, it has 2 processors, so it's not nearly as fast as this computer over here, but it definitely does a bunch of stuff. So that way I can run Mac and Windows at the same time. It's kind of crucial for a lot of the stuff I do, because when you're a graphic designer, you exist in Mac a lot more than you do PC, so it's kind of needed. Just a quick tour of my little desk setup here. I got a couple power supplies there and there, backup power supplies in case the power quits and I'm in the middle of recording. I just bought this Stream Deck. This is something I've always wanted for a couple of reasons. This is when I was talking about previously, the window blinds. It's basically a shortcut machine, for lack of a better term. I've never used them before, but I've always wanted one. They just came out with this one, and I could use it for a couple of different things. I could do, like, you can see I'm actually setting it up here. It says lights, brightness, so I could click this and it'll turn my lights on. I don't have them pointed at me right now, but there's one of my lights. These are actually can be controlled remotely. I can actually set it so click that, lights turn on, click it, turn off, can change the temperature, can raise and lower the brightness, stuff like that, all from sitting there. If I did a lot of streaming, there's a lot of apps for it with that, as far as calling up browsers, doing stuff like that, which I could do with some of the live streams that we do. Like I said, I control my curtains up and down. Additionally, I can use it actually as like a a software synth controller. So if I jump out of the actual proprietary app, and let's say I'm doing some music stuff, and I want to add maybe a different, virtual synth and stuff like that, I'd be able to control that with that and knobs and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. My Sony ZV-1, that's what I've been recording pretty much everything on for the past year or so. I dig that camera quite a bit. I got this articulating arm here. These little arms, I've talked about them before. The clamps and arms are from this company called Small Rig. I think they are the best thing in history of mankind. This is like elevated and clamped on here. So really, if I do anything, you don't hear any kind of distortion or bang. But it's also, I can quick release it, grab the memory card out of it and stuff like that. You can see these lights I have. They're on same kind of clamps. You can clamp them to anything. That's pretty awesome. They're my favorite things in the world. But digging on the camera, cheapo speaker, the old Sound Blaster, not that old, but what is it, G6? That's the thing I run all my audio through. It actually works quite well. Zoom H6, one of the best purchases I've ever made as far as a piece of gear. Just podcasting alone, taking this on the road, have the ability to have up to 6 XLR inputs for microphones. Absolutely fucking freaking fantastic. And honestly, the one thing I thought I'd never spend any money on is a keyboard and mouse. And honestly, MX Keys from Logitech, their keyboard and mouse, I can't live without them. Actually, I have a second pair now that I use at work just so my life is that much easier. This desk I'm very proud of. Because it was an old art desk that I guess it was in an art school. I saw an ad almost a year ago on Facebook Marketplace, and I know I wanted a butcher block desk. And you can get the ones that are from IKEA that are kind of like half real, There's wood on top, but they're kind of filler. But this thing is solid as hell. I sanded it, stripped it and then sanded it, and then stained it myself. And I'm not gonna lie, it came out pretty good. I did a satin finish. That's why it's not super glossy, but it came out really, really nice. And the one like weird little kind of universe, sometimes the things in the universe kind of click, is I got a bug up my butt about not having anything in between my desk and the windowsill. So I took a piece of actually the trim, which is just pine, and I ended up sanding this down and staining it, try to matching this as best I could, and kind of that way there's no sill. It just my desk runs up to the window. I just kind of something I wanted to do. And if you look, this table goes right to the edge of here, and it goes right to the edge of the wall. Like, I didn't plan it like that. It just happened to be the desk was that size, so I ended up getting lucky. But yeah, there's still like other stuff. This is probably my second favorite thing that I bought dropped a couple bucks on, is this little microphone thing up here. So there's a microphone I use for recording my videos. It is an MXL 700 something or other. But most people have those kind of boom arms. You've seen them in videos where it's like, it kind of comes up and then it comes down, the microphone hangs down. I hate those because you have to swing them, and when you swing them, usually they're kind of in my way and they're a little bit obscured. What I ended up doing is I ended up purchasing this, which is not necessarily made for that. It's just one of these clamps and this kind of apparatus to where if I undo any one of these, I can articulate it. So basically the way I have it set up now, let me just see if I can do this without dropping my mic. I rotate that down, and then it just drops down to the perfect height where I need it to be, do all my recording, stuff like that, and then when I'm done, I can just rotate it back up out of the way, tighten this little thing down, and then it's out of the way. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3 arms that aren't being used. And so if I really wanted the microphone to come out like way out here, let's say like I'm over here and I wanted to do some vocals or something like that, I had it in my old studio and in my home. I built something in the ceiling to attach to, but with this Loft, these are just 2x4s. I didn't even sand this stuff. I just stained it real quick just to make it not look like pine. You can see that's what it looked like, and that's how it ended up. And just clamping onto that works really, really well. I think that's kind of it. Like I said, there's some stuff that needs to be done. You can see all the crap up there that I'm still using. There's going to be a lip here, a wooden lip here, stained nice, so that way it kind of has like a border. I'm going to put like a sleeping slash kind of relaxation area up there. I had this old TV. It's actually pretty old. It's probably 15 years. It's 1080p TV, but it's really nice and it works really well. And we had it in my house, and it was in my kitchen. We never use it. My wife's like, you know, you can just take that thing and put it in your shed, ha 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 ha. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. So I just put it there, so that way, if I don't want to use the TV over there, if I want to watch 2 games at once, whatever. I think that's it for me. Am I missing anything? Hardwood and flooring went okay. I wouldn't buy this hardwood floor again. I forget the name of it, but you can see down here, there's already a chip in it. Some scratches and gouges and stuff like that, and I didn't really beat it up all that much. There's going to be rugs in here. I keep losing myself. There's going to be rugs in here. Oh, some video game stuff for y'all. So I'm not going to be too worried about it. Oh, the most irrationally excited thing that I purchased for this whole thing, those wheels for this chair. This chair is my old chair from when I worked at a tattoo studio for 18 years. It's a medical chair. It fits me like a glove. I've been sitting in it for, I can't even tell you how long. But right before I put the floor in, I was looking for a mat to go on the ground to kind of not scuff up the stuff. And then I just looked online and people like, don't buy mat. They're like, buy these wheels. And these are just like aftermarket wheels you can buy. They're basically like rollerblading wheels. Right, it makes this like a whole new chair. It's like the best chair I've ever had in my life, and it just glides around like super awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the space. We're very close. I'm out here doing stuff. I'm out here recording stuff. I'm out here. Why is my thing? Man, my gimbal does not want to work today. Anyway, I'm out here doing stuff, hanging. There we go. I think we got control back. Boom. So, yeah. Not too shabby. A lot of loose ends to tie up to make things look nicer and cleaner. This is probably the cleanest it's actually been since I moved in here. Oh! Another cheapo, irrationally excitable thing. This trash can. I bought this trash can. I love it. Absolutely love this trash can. It's 3 compartments. You know, regular trash, cans, glass, and these things pop out. And then you just throw them away. It's honestly one of my favorite things I ever bought in my life. Okay, camera. Don't use gimbals. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you. Still some more stuff to come. But, yeah. It's been a year, you know. My ultimate goal with all of this was to put this in so Mike could have a bedroom, and I wanted this to be completed by his birthday. I wouldn't say it's complete, but his birthday was last week, so I am very much on pace for way better than I thought it would be. Let's put it that way. And then that's the view that I get to see from the front door. I'm a very lucky person, let's put it that way. I'm not going to sit here and say I am not. But, you know, on a beautiful day like today, it's 60. A nice light breeze. Goats are goating. Yeah, does not suck. So there you go. Not so quick tour. We're 24 minutes in. Shed update. Not going to be a ton more updates. So maybe when I get everything perfect, we'll do like a crib style thing. Maybe I'll dress up like Dave Chappelle and do the whole white panda thing or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, figured it's probably the most done update since I've done all this stuff. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little tour. Hopefully you guys enjoy the videos they make in there. It'll be quite fun. Hopefully you're enjoying your own day or life or family or he sheds, she sheds, studios and all that fun stuff. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.